Hey everybody, it has been quite a while since I've made a video, and I thought I should probably get on here and do that today because we just had some pretty awesome reveals at the Warhammer event thing that's going on over in the UK. And again, I'm going to try to look at pictures and talk to you guys while you just sit there and do whatever it is that you do when you listen to me ramble. Yes, we've got the Warhammer community page. If you haven't checked it out, I suggest go checking it out. They've got this breaking news from the Warhammer Open Day, they're calling it. And I'm just scrolling through. I'm just going to go in order. I mean, this is everything from Warhammer Quest to 40K to AOS to a bunch of other cool things. I mean, the real reason I'm doing this video, not because I just cover stuff, because I don't cover stuff, but we've got the Genestealer cults. We got more cool models, and I guess we'll start there. We'll skip all this other crap, because it is just crap, in regards to the Genestealer cults. So there's a really cool video. They do it all cartoony, sort of Samurai Jacky, sort of. I don't really keep up with new cartoons, so I have no idea, but there's a cool video to watch. It's pretty interesting because they show some mutants in there, and obviously they're following the Four-Armed Emperor. But yeah, it's pretty wild, and check out that video. Then they show a bunch of photos of the new models. They've got some guy who is very much an assassin-y looking dude. He looks like he's got night vision goggles. He's got a cute little Genestealer familiar that also has a like a monocle. Is that what that's called? The little single eyepiece thing, but it's a centered one, like a cyclopean monocle. Perhaps that's also a night vision thing. I don't know. I don't think Genestealers need night vision though, because they're Genestealers. They could see in the dark. They're lurking around on Space Hulks all the time. So I guess now that I'm talking about it, that just seems kind of stupid, but whatever. It goes with the model, I guess. Symmetry, as they would say. I just think now that I think about it, it's a little bit goofy, but whatever. They're new Genestealer Cult models. Just love it, and I do. So it's this cool looking dude. Looks like an assassin. He's got a very dark Eldar or dark elf assassin cloak kind of vibe going on him with him. He's got one of those knives that look like it was formed from a Tyrannid. I've been shaving off all that stuff and making them just look like regular knives, because this whole like new Genestealer cult guys with sort of Tyrannid weaponry still kind of bothers me. I get the metamorph thing. I get that they, as the hive fleets get closer, these Genestealer hybrids, some of them start to mutate and take on, I could get that psychically. Maybe they've got some genes or something that haven't been activated, but the whole dagger and knife thing, but they have like a very Tyrannid-y bone sword kind of look to them. I just don't like that. I think it's kind of cheesy, just because, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me lore-wise, but whatever. So that's the assassin dude. Then we've got this Magus girl, who I'm sure is a character, like a special character. She seems pretty cool. She's got the whole Magus kind of look going. A little more. They're definitely hyping the sexy lady model thing. Yeah. So I don't really have much to say about her. She's cool. Nothing mind blowing. Not that I don't like women. I love women. I think the model's all right. It's cool that we have a female Genestealer person. That's cool. But yeah, so that's the Magus lady. Then we got some cool looking dude who's got like a staff, and he's just kind of like contemplating. He's got a like a Genestealer the cult symbol behind him. He's got two swords too, and a bunch of like ribbons of writing, and there's a little hint at like a little tail looking thing. I'm wondering if he's just sort of a kind of like a Shaolin priest badass, very somber, quiet guy, and you piss him off, he just unleashes the badassery upon you. So it'd be cool if they did like an action pose version of that guy, if he is indeed a badass. And yeah, I get the Shaolin priest kind of feel from him. Sick looking model though, very subtle evil, which I like. And we got this other dude who just looks like a regular Genestealer hybrid guy. Second or third, fourth generation. What are they? Neophytes, acolyte? I don't know. I'm all about the. He looks like a fourth generation Genestealer hybrid, which is the closest to human than the than that as you get. So he doesn't have a third arm. He's got some kind of looks like a Voxy announcer staff, like a staff with a speaker on it, and his other hand is controlling some kind of keypad. So he probably does something in the game to help people stay together, or I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, he's cool looking. And then we got the biker dudes. We talked about them before. We got the 3 new motorcycle guys. Very rollback to the old squat bike days, or that one squat bike that I talked about in another video. We got the dude on the ATV with the last cannon thing, or the mining laser. That's awesome. That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool just to buy. I mean, both of these kits, the bike and the little ATV thing, those are both just cool kits to have for conversions, for doing all kinds of stuff. If you want to have, I do, well, I don't want to say I do, because I haven't played in a while because of my stuff going on in my life, but when I do get back into it, I was always a big fan of like just playing narratively and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to buy a few of these guys and just have them being like colonists and just cruising around on their little vehicles and stuff, and then a little skirmish breaks out between some orcs or something, or you could even do Genestealer cults, whatever. Then we got this crazy terrain piece, which I'm pretty excited about, and I'm hoping they don't go too expensive on it, mainly because it's basically a drill. It's a two-story piece. It's got, with the regular standard support beams for a platform for the Adeptus Mechanicus, Sector Mechanicus stuff. That's what it is, Sector Mechanicus. It's 2 levels. It looks like it comes with 4 of those pieces, and yeah, I just want more of those pieces. The drill is cool too, but I don't really care about the drill. I just want the pieces. But basically, it's a drill. It's a giant drill, and it's kind of got resemblance to like the NASA space shuttle thing, where they've got the big tower next to the space shuttle. Except this goes backwards. This shoots into the ground as opposed to shoots up into space. Excuse me. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping. They mention it being some kind of industrial mining machine, allows you to quite literally undermine your enemy's best laid plans. So that makes me wonder if it's I don't see any hatches on it. Maybe it's on the other side, because the railing that supports the drill to the tower, the space is wide enough for there to be a door on the other side. So maybe you load up dudes and it's sort of like a subterranean rhino, where it just kind of shoots underground, which is kind of interesting because Forge World did that one crazy looking drill thing. I actually bought one because I was like, I don't want my guys rolling around in a Goliath all the time. I want it to look kind of cooler, like, because they're miners, right? At least this whole line of Genestealer Cult hybrids are based around mining, and yeah, so it would make sense that they would have that Forge World mining thing. So I bought a couple of those actually. So I'll be cultifying those, but this is cool too. It also reminds me, the squats in Space Marine, which was the old Epic game, also had a giant drill. But then, as a Genestealer Cult player in the early 90s in 2nd edition, My Genestealer cults had mole mortars, which were basically mortars, but they were subterranean, and you would shoot it like a mortar, and it would go underground, and if it hit a unit, you'd use a blast template. If the blast template hit a building, it actually could potentially destroy the building as well. So I had a bunch of mole mortars in my Genestealer cult army back in the day. And obviously this isn't just a mole mortar because this is way too big. This is probably a transport is my guess. Or maybe it undermines people and, you know, they all go prone or whatever for a turn or something because the ground collapses and they've got to climb out or something like that. I don't know. Regardless, I'm excited because it's got 4 of those little support platform things, and I'm hoping it's not too expensive because I would love to get more of those for my terrain. So there's that, and then we're gonna roll into Killteam real quick. I'm gonna pass by the main Killteam announcement, but they've got this new set called the Starn's Disciples, and this is that cowboy dude, the 3-armed gunslingy Genestealer guy, and he comes with a unit of 1st, 2nd generation hybrids or metamorphs. And some of the, I think it's Ryza was the terrain, those abandoned industrial buildings, which is funny because I bought a ton of those when they first came out because that just felt like the right kind of 40K terrain for me. I'm not big into like imperial cities. I want more of like colonized worlds and industrial worlds, and Sector Mechanicus stuff is cool. I don't like all the AdMech heads and shit they put on it, but it is what it is, I guess. Some of that I carve off, other stuff. I actually found some other YouTuber. I'm gonna segue away from this real quick because this dude definitely deserves some love. The guy's name is, let me scroll down, Goobertown Hobbies. Goobertown, like Goober town, one word, hobbies. And that dude, I don't know how I came across his site. It looks like he's pretty new to the YouTube community, but he has got some cool videos. And he does this breakdown of plastic glues. And he started talking about, I bought some methyl ethyl ketone. And I know it's, you know, this is all toxic shit, but if you're buying plastic glue and you don't think it's toxic, then you've got bigger problems, I guess. I know they make a non-toxic one, but it actually says non-toxic. So, glue in general is toxic, everybody. Yeah, we don't need to fucking candy coat it. It's just, that's reality. So, anyway, methyl ethyl ketone, I stuck some in a bottle and I melted some sprues. Let me go back to my video so I can see I'm showing you guys this correctly. Where's the vid? There we go. So this is a little thing of it, and basically I melted sprue in it, and this shit is awesome. I've been using it as sort of like a thick filler. I've been doing, I did a test on, I don't want this to be like, yeah, I'll find it later. Oh wait, it's right here. Woo! Yeah, I haven't shaved in a while either. But, so back in the, my Nurgle stuff, I have some of those blight drones that I really like. And if you're familiar, the blight drone kind of has this weird little horns and it's got this little fly emblem on it, which I think is kind of stupid, in all honesty. Like a giant fly on your blight drone. I don't know. And I like the tubes, but I don't think every single one of these needs tubes. So one of the things to note is the scarring on the its right side. So that scarring right there, you know, I don't want to, I'm shaving off the fly. Some of them I'm taking off these tubes, others I'm leaving them. Some I'm taking off a couple just to make them look a little different. But that scarring is inside the plastic, right? Well, this methyl ethyl ketone stuff, I haven't shaved it down yet, but here's it missing the fly. Obviously, I shaved the fly off just to make it more canopy-like. But I poured that, I like took a dental tool and I put it in there, and it's actually raised. I don't know if you could see, it's raised above the level. See how it's bumpier right there? But yeah, it filled it in completely, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to sand that out, and it's going to be sweet. So go check out Goobertown Hobbies. The dude does a breakdown on the glue that's really interesting. He also does some paint strippers that I never even heard of, but I'm looking forward to trying. He's a very intelligent guy, very book smarty. I get the, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I'm not that kind of guy at all. But I appreciate those kind of people because they're awesome. They do the thing that I can't do. And I'm sure I do something that they can't do. So it's a symbiotic relationship. But anyway, that's Goobertown. I'm going to go back to the Warhammer thing. So where am I at? Oh, so the AdMech, the Sector Mechanicus stuff. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that glue inside of those little stupid AdMech skulls that are on everything, because I don't think AdMech skulls should be on everything, but they like to do that, like they like to embed skulls inside of flesh for some stupid reason too. It's appropriate sometimes. It just doesn't need to be that way all the time, and they seem to just love to do it. And I've said this before, just because you can doesn't mean you should. So yeah, so the kill team, we're getting that cowboy, the 3-armed. He's probably a 2nd generation hybrid. Yeah, and I will forever call them that, because this neophyte acolyte, I don't know, is the neophyte newer or older? And I don't know. I'm sure there's a science word for what an acolyte is and what a neophyte is, but I don't know it, so I don't care. So that's the biggest thing for me, is the Genestealer Cult stuff, because I'm either a Beastman player or a Genestealer Cult guy. I'm going to roll back to the top of this thing again and just start going down in order of, unless I go on a tangent. So you got a Chaos Space Marine dude. He's kind of levitating, so I'm guessing he's a psyker. He's also got a kind of psychic-y staff. He's got a very Beastman-y helmet, though. He's got the crazy-looking horns. I know most Chaos guys have the horns, too, but he's got the crazy-looking horns. And then he's got definitely a Beastman skull on his staff. So it would be cool if he was like the Lord of the Beasts instead of Lord of the Dance. And I don't know. I doubt it. He's a Black Legion dude. I know Black Legion are coming to spank Vigilus, which is that planet they're invading right now. That's their campaign. For you AOS people that are still listening, that's the malign portents of 40K is kind of going on right now. I think we're going to see some shit come out of that at the end. So we got Blackstone Fortress, Warhammer Quest in space. We've got the Umble Hulk, which is cool. It's an expansion pack. It looks like it just comes with the Umble Hulk. My biggest criticism is I don't know why he's dripping with... They look like those things that end up getting in your flour if you don't seal them right. Mites or something, flour mites. They get in dry rice. They get in... Maybe it's a California thing. I don't know. But they're these stupid little bugs. And then, you know, if you ever pop open something and you don't close it, and then you go, shit, I didn't close it all the way. And then you look in there and you don't see any. And then the next time you pour it out into some water or something, you see all these little carcasses float up and you got to throw it all away. It's, I mean, yeah, it's pretty. But why? Why is he dripping with these little mites? I don't get it. I mean... And the thing, too, that sucks, like the Typhus, he's the Nurgle Lord guy who's got like a steam stack on his back, a bunch of flies are coming out of it. They made that kit so you can either attach the stupid flies or leave them off. And you leave them off, it looks way more realistic. But you put them on, I don't know, they just have this cartoon. It makes them, I guess, less... intimidating? Yeah, that's the word. Because he's got these stupid cartoon flies. So just like this Umble Hulk, you know, it's cool that you've got him dropping out of his armpit. If that's like a piece you could choose to clip in or not. But like modeled coming off of his like carapace, and it just doesn't do it for me. It's going to be a little more work. It's like shaving off and filling in those stupid skulls protruding from your skin, which makes no sense. So, cool Umble Hulk. They totally went with a new kind of color scheme. They went with a blue look as opposed to his like brownish tone, but regardless, he looks badass. I'm excited about it. And then they also have these robot Umble Hulks, which they look cool. Don't get me wrong. They're badass. I'm just trying to figure out why. Necromunda's a very, it's gang war, and I mean, maybe there's a story. I'm sure there's a story. I'm sure they figured this all out, but it's another one of those things where just because you can doesn't mean you should. Like, it looks like an Umble Hulk because of the head, but the rest of it just kind of looks like a awesome futuristic robot thing. And it would have been cool if they just did sort of like Aliens, Ripley, the loader machine that she was in kind of stuff like that, where you could have done these cool industrial machines. And yes, I totally would have used them, and I probably will cut these up and make them into that for my Genestealer Cult army. Again, I play narratively, so I'll make rules up for them. I don't care what people say, because it's not about that. It's about having a good time. So yeah, I don't get it. It's like, yay, we were making an Umble Hulk for 30 years in waiting, and now we're gonna make 2 robot Umble Hulks for Necromunda. It's like, how about just make cool Necromunda robot things? I don't know. And like I said, maybe there's a story to it. Maybe they belong to some super fancy dude who lives at the top of the spire, which is the top of the Necromunda city. Essentially, a city's a giant spire, and you got the guys at the very top. And maybe he's just some rich zoo collector kind of guy who has exotic animals, and he's like, he loves his Umble Hulk so much he made these 2 robots to guard it, or I don't know. Or maybe Umble Hulks now are rampant on the planet, and they need to make robot Umble Hulks to attack the rampant infestation of regular. I don't know. Like I said, it's just kind of weird because it doesn't seem to. Well, for now, right? It's as Necromunda currently stands lore-wise. Excuse me. There's no reason these things should exist in this world at the moment. Obviously, they'll write them in, and that'll be cool. I'm sure there's going to be a cool reason. Just feels weird, just like listening to a new album from a band you love and you haven't heard from anything from them in a few years. You listen to it the first time and you're like, huh. And then like 3-4 months later, you're just like, yeah, this album's badass. Although that always isn't the case either. So that's the Necromunda stuff. This video is going to be long, and I apologize. Oh, it's not too bad. It's only 22 minutes. I'm trying to talk faster than I normally do because, I figured you guys don't want to like sit there and listen to dead air, dead space, whatever. So Killteam's coming out with Killteam Arena. It's a competitive gaming expansion, so it's not going to be a core set like I guess the current Killteam is no longer in print, which is interesting. The one with the Adeptus Mechanicus guys and the Genestealer cults and the buildings, all those Imperial-looking buildings. I guess that's not in print anymore, which is crazy. So, but they've got this arena combat. It's very, very much, basically, it looks like Rogue Trader, but it's going to be a Rogue Trader where you're not on a spaceship, a very, very specific spaceship scenario, and a very specific chapel, because the space, I don't know if you've played the game or not, but I didn't play the game, I read the book. Basically, they're escaping their ship in space, and that's sort of the first section of the game happens in the spaceship, and the second section happens in this like chapel place. This looks more like a generic, it could be an Underhive thing, it could be, on a Space Hulk, it could be inside of a building, it could be a lot of places. So this is cool. It looks like it's interesting because the main thing the box has Tau and Death Primaris. I'm guessing Death Watch because it looks like black armor with an Ultramarine pad on one of the guys. So probably Tau and the Primaris dudes. Maybe a Death Watch kill team sprue. But then the main picture shows just Ultramarine dudes and some Necrons battling it out in some kind of weird thing. So It looks like it's going to be 4 tiles. You can't really tell. I looked to see if there were any divisions in the tile or if this is a folding map. But kind of based on how the pieces go off the table, like the back sections, looks like they've got sections that kind of go off. Maybe you can, probably not though, because the border is pretty defined, actually. So maybe this is just a folding card thing, and it'll just remain that one type of thing, which is kind of sad. But yeah, regardless, you're gonna get some cool doors. Those doors will work really well in the Necromunda board game. Yeah, cool looking tile stuff for that. And then there's another Killteam expansion aside from the 3-armed Genestealer dude. There's another Adeptus Mechanicus set. I don't really care about them. Some floaty fat guy, very John Blanche esque art though. Very cool. It's a cool ass model. It's no doubt about it. He's a super cool model. So that's happening. Then you're getting a big kill zone, I think they're called, of that Ryza planet. Just that industrial terrain. New pieces. All the Ryza terrain was all destroyed buildings. This actually has one complete building and then other sections of completed walls. So that's really cool. So that'll probably be $85, which would be nice. Get a few of those. Then we get into the Gloomspite guys, and I haven't made any videos about them. Not because I'm not excited about them, just because I've been crazy busy these past couple months. And yeah, the Gloomspite is coming, and they are awesome looking. Sweet little red boogers running across the field, and the new trolls. I mean, you guys probably already, I'm sure YouTubers have already YouTubed the shit out of this, because this has been out since, I think, just after Christmas they started showing things. So one thing I did notice was looking at the prices, and I guess the Squig Hopper dudes, you get 10 of them for $50 American USD money. I'm not sure what other areas are, but then the Squig Herd is $45, so it's $5 cheaper for a Squig Herd, and you get 2 goblin dudes. You get a dude playing the squig pipes or some cymbals, and then you get a guy with a prodder, and it looks like, I was looking at the sprues, but essentially you could build either the squig pipe guy or the cymbal dude and the other guy with the prodder. And then I was looking at, for $5 more, you get these crazy dynamic leaping squigs. And if you look at the sprues, the section where the goblins are holding onto the sprue is actually a piece that clips into the head. So it would be really easy to buy, for $5 more, buy the Squig Hoppers. Then you have 10 goblin fanatics. Now granted, they're going to have bowed out legs. This is where you have to, like, you know, cut them off at the torso, take your old skull past goblins, cut them off. Yes, it's more conversions, but that's what I like to do. So to me, this seems like the way to go. But you're going to get 10 dudes. You're going to get 10 goblins with these cool looking lances, which you could make into spearmen goblins. Way more characterful faces. So you could just take the 10 heads and put those on 10 of your night goblin dudes and just make them look way cooler. So to me, for $5, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, you should probably pick up a couple sets of the Squig herds, so you can get the extra pieces to make more of those cymbal guys and more of the squig pipe guys, because you'll have extra pieces from that. But yeah, pretty dope. I'm digging it. And it's not that I don't like the squig herd. I like spending $5 and getting a shit more bits, because I like bits. And then also it gives variety. So all your squigs on the ground, you can have some that are leaping over each other, and it'll just give more, it'll be more dynamic, I think, as opposed to just a bunch of squigs on the ground and then a bunch of squigs hopping. You'll have squigs on the ground, some hopping over each other, you know, and you could even put some squig hoppers on the ground that they haven't launched yet. So yeah, but aside from that, you guys are probably, I could go on about them, but I'm not going to, because like I said, it's been out for a minute. People have already talked about it. And yeah, I'm not a big goblin enthusiast. I'm definitely gonna buy this stuff. It's really cool looking, but I don't know enough to talk shit about it, so I'm not gonna talk. Genestealer cults will talk shit about it all day long, but and beastmen, but goblins, I don't feel like I have the qualifications to be a shit talker. Now we got this new Carrion Empire boxed game, which is badass. So it's got it's the Ghoul King. What are they called? The Flesh Eater Courts versus Skaven clan. I think it's Scryery, the ones that do all the crazy mechanical shit. Again, I'm not a huge. I like the Skaven stuff, but I always mix up their names, just like Imperial Guard, Talern and Valhallan and Cadian are easy, but then there's Catachin are easy too because they're the jungle. I guess the two ones they made models for currently, the old ones I have to think about it. Like which one were the? Oh yeah, those are the desert guys, and which were the horseback guys or the Attilian? I don't know. Anyway, same way with Skaven. There's just so many branches of them. I just don't know, but I think it's Scryer are the ones that do that stuff. But yeah, and I'm thinking this set's gonna be $160, and the reason I'm thinking that is it because so you get the two character dudes, you get a new abhorrent Ghoul King looking dude. What is he? Abhorrent. They called him something else. Abhorrent Archregent. Abhorrent Archregent. And a Warlock Bombardier. Yeah, whatever. So, enunciation's hard. So you get these two new character guys, very cool looking. But the set itself, it's gonna come with a Doom Wheel, which is like $30. The Lightning Cannon, which also doubles as the Mucus Cannon thing, the catapult, the Plague Claw catapult. So that's like $30 too. Then you get 3 of those big old jumbo Space Marine Terminator rats. I forgot what they're called, but you get 3 of them, and they're like $50 or $60. So just right there on the Skaven side, you got 60 and 60s, 120. 120 in Skaven alone, minus the character. Those guys usually go for 30. So that's $150, right? Give or take. And then on the Flesh Eater Court side, you get 2 sets of the unit of 3, so 6 total, of either the Vargeists, the I don't remember all. There's like 4 different ways you could build that kit. But the bat dudes, the cool looking giant bat guys, they're kind of Vargolfy looking, but they're plastic. And you could build the dudes on the ground with the weird spine thing that's got a bunch of other humans sticking out of it. So you get 2 of those kits, and I think those go for like $45, $50 a piece. So that's $100. And then you get a unit of 20 of those little Flesh Eater guys. God, what the hell are they called? Now I'm pausing. I'm trying not to do that this video. I'm trying to talk the whole way through. Anyway, you get 20 of the little scrappers, the guys that run around and pick up shit on the ground and eat it, and the main core troop dudes. And then you get this new abhorrent Ghoul King, Arch whatever he's called, Arch Regent. So that kit, $300 easy of models. I'm guessing it's going to be the new 160 price that the Wrath and Rapture was, and just sick. I mean, that's definitely a pickup just because it's yeah, it's badass. So it's probably going to have some really cool art and stories as well, and I think that they go good together. I think that it's kind of neat that, you know, Skaven are known to be underground dwellers, and you know, these vampire guys, especially this little Ghoul King-y looking dude, the way they modeled him on, I guess he's on a building, but I don't know. I just get this idea that this is like a group of flesh eater courts that sort of reside in this creepy, cavey kind of city, and Skaven just kind of, hey, we're moving in, and they're like, nope, and they're like, let's do this. So it's gonna be kind of neat. It's interesting. The Skaven have no troops either. There's no troops in this set, so maybe this clan Scryery, whatever they're called, are gonna be more focused on bigger models, and then they're gonna have other Skaven stuff coming. But badass regardless. Lord of the Rings stuff, nah, not a Lord of the Rings guy. Adeptus Titanian, no, not that. Blood Bowl stuff looks cool. I don't play Blood Bowl, but it harkens back to the old Blood Bowl models, especially the dude on the one of the Gretchen on the what are those oingy boingy things? Boing boing, springy shit. I don't remember what they're called. Pogo stick. Grodd on a pogo stick. They got a cool troll holding like an ogre's leg, like a weapon. That's pretty badass. And then they got this creepy ass fat slug thing with the sideways vagina mouth. That's very disturbing. Yeah, I woke up this morning and first thing I did after I said good morning to my girlfriend, I stayed over at her house, was I said, I got to look online. And we started going through this, and she was just kind of like being a trooper and being there for me. And when we got down to this little vagina creature, she was just like, ugh. She's pretty awesome. So you can't go wrong with a vagina with teeth. Actually, that's the wrongest you can go. So yeah, that would be like a penis with razor blades for those who prefer the other one. Just not good, boys and girls, just not good at all. So there it is, everybody. I am very, very, very excited about 2019. My past few years have been difficult in my life personally, just dealing with house fire and insurance and stuff like that. That's all coming to an end fairly soon. At least in the middle of this year, I should be done, hopefully, with all of that, and I can move forward. And I'll have my gaming garage back, and we'll start getting to do more hobbying and playing more games and having people over, and you know, who knows what's going to happen. But I'm excited about it. I've got some paint sets finally. I am supposed to paint the Great Unclean one for Doom and Darkness. Still working on that. I know, it scares me, my friend. I'm intimidated. I've been trying to do other models just to try to get back in the game. I'm not even going to really show you this. It's a crappy lizard. Let me go back to my camera to see how bad that was. Yeah, it's a little lizard man guy. I'm just messing around with inks and stuff because, like I said, I've been out of the game for so long that I just need to get my motor skills back. So once I do that, and I feel like I can ruin a few Saurus warriors with some shitty paint jobs, and I can get the feel for inking again and doing all that, because it has been quite a while since I've painted. Even before the fire, I was more collecting and building and playing than painting. I don't go to tournaments, so I have no pressure there. My buddies all don't have time because they all have kids, so they don't paint their shit either. So I have no pressure to paint. You know, there's nothing in my life that says you got to get this done by this date. In my past, it was more tournament and all that, but all that painted shit burned up. So boom, problem solved. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be getting back into painting. I'm going to be getting back into just doing more hobbying. I just finished building my, I've been buying and building all those Warhammer Underworld stuff. I just finished the set of the Briar Witch, I think is what they're called. The Briar something. And this kit is pretty amazing, putting it together. So I have been building and painting, or not painting, building and priming. I got my little orcs right here primed, so they're ready to go. I've been building and priming, which is progress. We're moving forward. But I'm still in a very, obviously you could see, got boxes everywhere, all over my place, that there's boxes and more boxes and more boxes. So yeah, and I'm sleeping on the floor with my cat. So there you go. That's kind of my life right now, and it's very difficult to be able to play games or to build an army and have it set out so I can look at it and be motivated to start moving forward with it at this point. But you know, little sets at a time just to keep my sanity. I'm building things, and once I get my life a little more together, I guess, and get my garage back, I can actually get back on track and start gaming. So, you know, I've very excited about everything coming out from Games Workshop. It's also interesting. I don't go on forums or any of that stuff. And obviously my past 2 years have been sort of detached from the game world in terms of going down to game stores and stuff like that. But I don't hear as much people complaining about the prices of Games Workshop stuff, and maybe they are. Maybe on the forums and things, people are still ranting, raving, and bitching about it. But and I'm bringing this up because I'm pretty sure I heard someone also mention it on the internet, on the YouTube, because I watch that, sort of my primary source for what's going on in the hobby. Yeah, so it's better than reality TV because it's real reality TV, you know, and it's something you can watch that pertains to something you care about. But yeah, I don't hear people complaining about prices. I know this shit is expensive, but it's also interesting too because, you know, now that they have all the video games that they have, and what was the Warhammer video game where it's more fantasy driven. That is really, I think grabs people, and they get to go. If you want to play Warhammer still, you can play games like that. They probably have 40K equivalents, or they're working on 40K equivalents, because you know, this hobby is a very tactile hobby. You've got to get your hands on it and paint it and put it on. In my case, not paint it, or my friends, because we don't do that. But but in general, you know, it asks you to do that, and there's people that are either into that or not, and the ones that aren't, I think, are going into the video gaming. And also with the prices, I think that, you know, if you don't have a lot of money, and I'm totally just pulling this out of my ass, I don't even know if it's true or not, but I'm guessing, because if I was you know, someone who just wasn't in the place I'm in life financially, you know, and I saw this cool new shit, well, you could buy a $50-$60 video game, and you could be very, very content with that, and then just start to kind of dabble and spend, you know, 30-40 bucks here, or wait for these things to go on sale on eBay and buy them on that. You know, like, I'm sure these, seems like the rule of thumb, like with the Wrath and Rapture stuff, it's, and with the other stuff, the Blackstone Fortress, all these sets, it seems like when these $150, $160 box sets come out, each of the factions individually are 70 bucks shipped. Like, it's like, here's all the rats, $70, or here's all the flesh eater courts, $70, you know? And it's, obviously it's a little different. You know, Wrath and Rapture, I think there was more of a push for people to get Slaanesh, at least from what I saw on eBay with the prices. Slaanesh was more driving like an $85, $90 price, and the corn stuff was about 70, but some were 60. I got a killer deal, but yeah, it doesn't matter. But Flesh Hounds, 20 bucks, no joke. Yep, 3 sets of them, 60 bucks for 15 Flesh Hounds. It was awesome. I had to brag. But yeah, I think that, you know, these box sets, if you're patient, you know, the stuff is expensive, but they also, I think, are doing a good job of, you know, we've got these, and they even said this years ago, they said, we're going to have more price points. And, you know, the secondary market definitely helps as well, because most people can sell this stuff for 15% off. So 15% off of the $160 box set was that $24 off of 60 is like 40, 36, $136. So you cut that in half, and that's about $70 a piece. So these stores that are breaking these kits up, and then they're still selling the box set with no miniatures for $30, you know, give or take, obviously. But so they're going back up to retail, and they're selling them at retail, and they're just getting to split them all up. So it's you know, and then you don't have to buy the whole box set. You just buy what you want for $70, and that's a hell of a lot. Like for a Skaven player, or if you've ever wanted to get into Skaven, the Skaven's going to be a better deal than the Flesh Eater Courts, because the Flesh Eater Court stuff, you get those 2 sets of dudes, the big dudes, and you get all the little cronies and that cool looking dude. But you only really need, like, I mean, with the start collecting Flesh Eater Court set is the way to go, you know, right out of the gate. Actually, that a couple years ago, the Vlag Skews something court, which is the $170 set, it had like the zombie dragon, a Vargulf, the resin one, the shitty fine cast one, and then a shitload of the crony dudes, and then 3 units of 3 of the bigger dudes. And that was 170. That was the way to go for sure. But yeah, I mean, the Skaven in this new set, you're going to be getting a ridiculous amount of stuff that you could have duplicates of. You buy 2 of those sets, and you are golden, my friend. So, and then sell that extra character dude on eBay for $20 just to make back a little of your money. Takes a little bit of time, right? But time is money, and that's how that works. So you want to put the time in, you're going to save money. Or if your time's worth more than the money you're going to save, then don't do it, you know? So that's about it, guys. Hopefully this video found it to be entertaining, I guess. And I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody, and Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all that stuff. Pagan stuff, if you do pagan things, you know, satanic rituals. Happy all that stuff to all those people, because everybody deserves to be happy, even if they practice some weird shit. So that's your bag, and more power to you. So yeah, and Thanksgiving, all that stuff. The bottom line is we're a good community. We help each other out. We make content for each other to listen to, and we listen to people ramble about shit that they're excited about, and we get excited for them, and sometimes we get excited for ourselves. And I'm a Genestealer Cult player, baby, and I'm excited. Things are going to happen this year. It's going to be awesome. And Beastmen 2018 happened out of nowhere, and that was amazing. And that will still continue to be amazing, because Beastmen will always be amazing. And yeah, also Games Workshop, I got a notification yesterday that the Dragon Ogres are back up. They've been gone since the release of the Beasts of Chaos. So we got Dragon Ogres back up on the Games Workshop website as of yesterday. Let me see if they're even up there today, because people might have just lost their shit. Dragon Ogres. People might have just lost their shit and went crazy on them and said, oh, fuck, they're back. Dragon Ogres are still up. You can still get them, $60 for 3 of them. Mail order only. You can't order them through regular game stores unless you know a guy who knows a guy. But that's it, everybody. Thank you for listening. I hope you all had a great 2018. Mine sucked dick, but my 2019 is going to be pretty awesome. And let's just be optimistic for once, because I'm not much of an optimist. So no, it's going to be a good year, I think. I think it's going to be a good year. And if my personal life is anything like what GW will be releasing, it's going to be a fucking rad year. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to cut you shy of 50 minutes. Thanks for listening. Hope you all are well, and I will talk to you later.